What up, guys? I'm Cybermilk.
And I'm Tafex Win.
And we are broadcasting directly onto the Bugnut Media channel. And today, we are reviewing Nioh. Nioh! Basically a Japanese RPG version of Dark Souls, which is our favorite.
Yeah.
So, Tafex Win, what would you say was your... what did it deliver? Did it deliver to what you expected to be?
You know what? So, a little bit of a background to this game. Nioh is a game that's coming out, I believe, in fall of 2017. It is produced by Koei Tecmo, and the studio making it is Ninja Games. The beta came out on Tuesday, I believe. You have a week to play it. In terms of expectations versus reality, I played the alpha. I knew what I was getting into. The alpha had a lot of issues in terms of durability being an issue.
Was it hard?
This game, I can arguably say, for me, just due to the change in gameplay from Dark Souls that it does have, was harder for me.
I thought that it more than delivered from what I saw in the alpha versus what I saw in the beta. Very fun, very hard.
I know how to play a Dark Souls game. This game says, hey, you know how you're really good at Dark Souls? Motherfucker! I started up. You start off in this little town. I can't remember the name of it. They're all Japanese.
It was on a beach, right?
It was on a beach. Yeah, it was a little fishing village.
Your name's William. You're a Britishman.
Yes.
You're a Britishman going to Japan.
Yes.
I think it is.
Trying to find one of your lords or something. Someone got kidnapped, I believe, was the background that I got from the cutscenes in the game. You start on the beach and you just have your regular clothes. You know, you get off your boat or whatever, and I see the first enemy, and I'm like, okay, Dark Souls game, you know. Dodge, hit, dodge,
roll,
dip,
roll,
duck,
roll.
dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. I died to the first enemy in the game. And that moment, when he one-hit killed me, I was like, okay, I'm playing a fucking video game.
It's time for a rodeo.
Yeah. Let's go into the positives of the game. What was the positives? What did you really like about the game?
Well, me being a huge Dark Souls fan and a huge RPG fan, not so much of a Japanese game kind of fan, but definitely like I previously mentioned. It felt very familiar going in. As soon as you get on the beach, start fighting that first enemy.
Yep.
This guy is no one to fuck with.
Yeah.
He's even harder than the very first enemy is even harder than most enemies that you fight on average in Dark Souls.
Yes.
So that was very nice. I love games that are challenging. So that delivered right away. My favorite aspect is the familiar aura that the game gives of darkness and undeath, just like the Souls series.
My positives, definitely, of the game is, yes, I agree, it's very reminiscent of Dark Souls. But what I really like is it doesn't completely rip off Dark Souls. It's not like here's blah 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 and here's blah blah. The game has things, a lot of things actually, that completely separate it from Dark Souls. For instance, breaking your weapon down and metamorphosizing weapons into other weapons and leveling up your weapons.
Key, by the way, is actually the equivalency to stamina.
Yes. And this game very emphasizes much utilize your key and make sure you don't go low, because this game has something that Dark Souls does not have, where if you run out of stamina,
you don't fucking move.
You do not move.
you take those hits like a bitch.
Bro, you tired.
No, you're done.
You're done.
Take a nap.
If they hit you at all while your stamina is gone, you sit there and you might as well just be like, all right, I guess I'm going to have to come back here and get my Amrita back.
That's another thing that Dark Souls actually pales in comparison to Nioh, is the damage that the average enemies do and how easy it is to hit you.
Yes.
You could block all you want, but that key... Another thing I want to mention too, boss fights. If you are good enough to get to the first boss, if you can deal with trash mobs that are more than trash, they're actually dicks. When you actually get to the boss fight, just like actually fighting regular enemies and trash mobs and whatnot, it's less like Dark Souls and more like World of Warcraft, where it's very stat based. You're not doing a lot of damage unless you have the correct equipment.
Yep.
Which, to be completely honest, I don't know about you, but I am still mostly unsure about exactly what you need for the first boss, which is basically a larger version of the yokai, which are the large demons. A larger version of that with fucking wrecking balls.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just hit roll, it's over in 5 minutes. It's hit. Hopefully you don't get hit by some fucking fast tracking system, which they have, which they're about to swing at you. You move to the left, he's immediately on you. So you really have to pay. It's very hand-eye coordinated. It's not just it's over in 5 minutes, like I said. It's you're going to be there for a while. You have to have patience, which is a very large thing in this game as well. Like you were saying with key management. It's about patience too. Moving on to your dislikes, negatives. I feel like I know what you're going to say. I just want to say, in case you haven't noticed yet, my dislike is the constant reminder that you need to keep your key. Which, yes, it adds a challenging element to the game, though it does get pretty frustrating. Yeah. I'm a rage gamer myself. Fuck this fucking bullshit, But it's like, it's just every second. It's just like, is my key down? My key's down. There's some bullshit enemy that came out of the ground like you've killed 1,000 times, and he's smacking the shit out you because you fought a yokai previously, and he just pops out of random fucking nowhere. So yeah, my negatives are it's really just the key management. They care too much about the stamina control. What about you?
Yeah. My negative aspect, the one thing that kind of was bothering me throughout the entire game, was there is a very easy way to exploit this game. There is a equivalent to bloodstains known as revenants, and there are people that you could essentially PvP. It's an AI controlled character using their stats, their armor, their weapons.
Very creative way.
Now the thing is, though, is that they're not very good. I personally have only been killed once by one, and he threw me off a cliff. So,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, exactly. And so the thing is that they don't level you based on stat. They don't level you they don't give you revenants of the same level. So let's say you're a level 5, okay? You've gone through the first area, whatever, okay? Somehow. So you're on the second level. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different stages you can do, 4 different missions, 2 main missions and 2 sub-missions that you can do. And all of those have a part 2, which is way harder. They're called a Twilight mission. The one thing, though, is that if you beat that area and then you go to the Twilight mission, you're finding revenants, like let's say you're level 20, you're finding revenants that are like level 40, and you can get their gear, and there's no lock on that gear. So you can go there, get the gear, like the level 40 gear, slap that shit on you, and guess what? You're fucking overpowered. You have a way easier time of getting through a lot of things, and it's kind of like like for me, I like playing a game. I like a challenge. So I mean, when I see people being like, "Oh, well, it would just get level 40 shit, and you don't have to play the game, and it's easy." Now, there's 2 things wrong with that statement. One, calling Nioh easy is like. It's not. You're an idiot. And 2, like, why are you going to pick up a challenging game like Nioh just to exploit it like that? I mean, again, this is a beta, this is a final product, but as someone who's reviewing it, I do have to find some negativity in the beta.
You're right.
Other than that, I have no issues with it. The game is balanced in a way where it's hard, but it's beatable. It's manageable. What is your final rating of the Nioh beta?
5. I would say 4.7 out of 5. I mean, it's a random number. It's really just because of the key. It pisses me off. It does create a good challenge, but too much of a challenge is I'm a fucking baby. But 4.7. 0.3 away from 5 because it's just the key. It's just how much key everything uses. That's it. Yeah.
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. The one thing that I really, really, really appreciate about this game is the fact that it does try very, very hard, and you can see it, that it does try to get away from Dark Souls in a sense. It just says, hey, we're just part of the same genre. We are in no way a Dark Souls game. That's kind of why, and a really good comparison of that is of Salt and Sanctuary. where it just was like, oh, we're kind of Dark Souls, and then the second half of the game is like, no, we're Dark Souls. We're Dark Souls. Like, we're just 2D Dark Souls. This game does not do that. It's more... and granted, you have to give Salt and Sanctuary their credit. It's a game made by, I think it was like 2 or 3 people, and it was an indie game.
Very small game studio.
Yeah. This game is a AAA. This is one of the first AAA games we're gonna see coming out of this newfound love for hardcore RPGs. And I really hope that this game brings it out. Like, really brings, like, hey, other companies can do this hardcore RPG thing. It doesn't just have to be From Software. The only reason I didn't give it the 5 on 5 was because of a couple problems that I found with the game, such as exploits. I do have a slight saltiness about the key system. It's fair.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like there could be another workaround for it. And another thing is, I didn't really like as much as I love Dark Cloud and their weapon progression system, I really kind of don't like the soul match system, just because you get a lot of things where it's like, all right, I'm gonna use my stones and my chunks and stuff. Oh, I got another parry. Oh, parry percentage. Oh, a parry again.
Yeah.
Oh, a parry percentage.
It's fucking annoying. It's basically gambling virtually.
Yeah. Which is fine, but it still kind of irks me a little bit.
But despite anything that we may have said negatively, it's still a fantastic demo, and it will continue to impress people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As updates come, if they have any to the beta, and when the actual game comes out, which it will be huge.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Cybermilk.
And I'm
Just
Kate
when you
Beckwood.
catch your
And
breath,
this is Bugnut Media.
it starts all over again.